Welcome to this week's episode of Talk of the Town. My name is Philip Swicegood, and I am back with my good friend Dr. Harper from Vein Specialist of the South here in beautiful downtown Macon, Georgia. Now, if you're from Macon or if you are remotely familiar with the city of Macon, Georgia, I am sure that you have heard about the rich music heritage that is associated with our city. From Otis Redding and the Allman Brothers, all the way to Jason Aldean, countless chart-topping hits have been written right here in Macon, Georgia, and it's a wonderful thing. Today, we are going to be exploring the life and the legacy of one of our most prominent musicians from our city, and that is Otis Redding. Joining us today is Justin Andrews, who is head of the Otis Redding Foundation. Justin, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
He's kind of related to Otis too, isn't he?
You are kind of related. Can you tell us a little bit about
I'm
that?
super related. Otis was, would have been my grandfather. Carla Redding Andrews is my mother.
Right.
I have that connection as well. So it works out at the end of the day.
So tell us a little bit about who Otis Redding is for some people that may not be super aware.
Man, Jesus, how do you even put that in the word? How much time do you have? How do you put that in the words? I mean, Otis Redding was one of the most influential artists, for Black culture and Black music, especially in the 60s. And even today, his music is still, moving the culture along, pushing the culture forward, and what we're, in music and film and art and, and what we're doing. So it's amazing to still see that after 40 plus years of him being deceased. I mean, it's amazing to still see that.
Hey, is it true that when Otis was playing the Apollo in New York and Mick Jagger was playing, he would always refuse to go on stage after Otis?
I've heard that
really
a couple
true?
times. I don't know
Right.
how true that is,
Right.
but I have heard that a couple times. I have to check with my grandma on that.
Okay.
I have to check with her on that.
When I at Vein Specialists, we do procedures, patients are awake, and they request music, and
Right.
of often requested artist is Otis Redding.
There you go.
So we have that Otis Redding back when we were CDs, the best Otis
The
Redding.
best of, yeah.
So we probably listened to that hundreds of times, maybe 1,000 times.
There you go.
And I love it because I learned some of the words. And I thought we might sing a song, but you said that wasn't a good idea. My wife said, "Nah, don't do that today."
I think
But-
people will turn off if we start to sing.
So we're going to spare you that one.
There you go.
But the question was, what was my favorite? And I love all of them, but I really love the happy song.
The happy song.
Right, I love the happy song.
Yeah.
The sad song sounds a little bit like the happy song, but the happy song.
The happy
has got
song.
it.
Yes, it
So
does. It does.
what's your favorite?
My favorite is Dreams to Remember.
Okay.
That is my favorite Otis Redding song. My grandmother, Mrs. Redding, has writer's credit on that. That is her song, so he kind of, took it from her, recorded it, and she never knew until she heard it on the album. So it was neat for that. And it's an amazing song. Amazing song.
So that's on your playlist.
Of course.
Right.
Of course.
Okay,
Of course.
cool.
Oh, yeah.
So he had
Yeah,
just an awesome gift.
he had an amazing gift of
Right.
writing.
I'm always amazed by people that can do that.
Yeah, I mean, he could write, he could make melodies up in his mind, with his lips and tapping his feet and things like that. And I mean, it was amazing to see footage of him and how he works in a studio and, commands the band to follow him and the band just follows him, And
Now, another legend is he was the driver to take some guys out to
for
stack
Johnny Jenkins.
right, to Johnny Jenkins. They were recording, and they recorded most of the evening, and they didn't like anything. And did Otis say, "Well, let me play"?
Yes,
something?"
Otis was he was hounding him the whole
He was
day.
driving the car, right?
He was kind of the driving the car, the chauffeur, handling the luggage and things of that nature. And he was just like, "Hey, I got this song, and I really want to sing this song." And they were like, "All right, we'll see what happens."
What song was it he sang?
It was "These Arms Are Mine." That was it. "These Arms Are Mine,"
Awesome.
and from there it was like instant. So that was the number one.
Everybody, that was his opportunity.
Yes, it was.
But he had been working on the opportunity a long time.
Very long
Right.
time. Very long time.
Now, with all those songs, there are probably some. We all know the number one hits.
Of course, Dock of the
But
Bay.
what's your kind of favorite of ones that people may not be aware of, or they would want to download?
I have two. My two are Groovin' Time. Groovin' Time, if you've never heard of it, it's an amazing, amazing song. And the other song I like is Just One More Day. Those are two kind of deep cuts of his that are superb.
Okay,
They're
so
amazing.
download those.
Yes, Just One More Day and Groovin' Time. Amazing song.
Awesome. I'll have to do
Amazing
that
song.
tonight.
Tell us what years roughly he was writing and performing.
62 through 67. First album dropped in 62, which was the Soul album, was his very first album. And he kept going, up until 67.
What's so amazing to me is that's only 5 or 6 years, and he has had such an impact that will last arguably forever.
Right.
Just being active for 5 or 6 years, that's crazy.
It's amazing. It's amazing to see. That goes to show you, Otis Redding's music is timeless. It'll never go away. It'll never be out of date. It'll never be old. It all talks about current things that we're going through in life as we sit here, and the melodies and the soothing sounds and things of that nature. I mean, Otis will never go anywhere.
But
I mean,
the amazing thing to me, he was a lot more than the music.
of course,
He's
a
a
businessman.
barrier breaker on the racial thing.
Right.
He came along, and his friendships with some
With
of
Alan and Phil,
the
yeah.
Phil the
Walden.
Waldens. They were great friends and really helped in his career.
Yeah.
But he was an entrepreneur.
He was.
He was like a Renaissance man.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, he wanted to do everything. I mean, he was starting his own record label, and had a talent agency, and he had all kinds of plans to do. He was at a management company. Management was the main thing he wanted to do. He wanted to be kind of like that Quincy Jones, type of deal, and go out and find those artists, that he liked. So that was I think his overall goal.
Did he really do the first music video?
I'm gonna say he did the first music video because I haven't seen one before, especially one like that one. One like that one.
That's a great music video.
It is.
What is the song?
The Tramp music
Tramp.
video. Yes. The Tramp music video.
Did Alma tell him he needed a haircut, really?
No. Crazy enough, I'll tell you about that song. That song was actually not written by Otis and Carla Thomas. It was a cover that they did, and they took it and ran with it. And of course, Otis and the ad libs that he was using are amazing. And I mean, that just turned into just a have fun song.
Yeah.
So if it's a have fun song, let's have fun in the music video too. So,
they did.
Of course they did. Had a ton of fun. A ton of fun. Oh,
We're
yeah.
actually sitting here in the Otis Redding Foundation
Correct.
building. I'd love to hear a little bit about what the goal is of the Otis Redding Foundation and what you guys do.
Well, the main thing that we do is we're very involved in music and education for kids. So we hold a number of programs for kids age ranges 5 to 18. Right now, as we're sitting here talking, we're in the middle of our Otis Music Camp. We have about 35 campers that are involved in our virtual program this year, and they're all writing and recording all their own original songs. They're working on some Otis remake songs, and of course they get to learn the business. So they get to learn law and copyright and marketing and intellectual properties and so on and so forth. So they get to learn those things during these 2 weeks of camp that we have every summer.
And you mentioned that because earlier we had talked about scholarship at Mercer Law School.
Right.
Would
yeah.
you share what
There's a scholarship at Mercer Law School, minority scholarship for kids that are trying to get into entertainment law. My grandmother, Mrs. Redding, she's been doing that for years, and putting that in that fund, and we get to see people who come out of it, and so on and so forth. And it's been great to see, and those kids are so grateful, for that money to help them out. So, we love to do that as well.
So what are y'all's dreams for the foundation? Where do you want to see that
man.
go? Yeah.
We got a lot of it, no pun intended, right?
Yeah.
Our main goal, man, is just to have our very own Otis Redding Center for Creative Arts, where we can have all this space for us to do all of our summer programming, private lessons, after school programs, weekend songwriting workshops. That is what we need and what we want, and we're going to make happen in the future, because we feel like, every kid deserves the opportunity to experience some fine art in any way, shape, or form. And why leave and go somewhere else when we can offer that right here in downtown Macon?
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I've always loved that your family has given back so much to the community where you didn't have to.
Right.
And to make a difference in lives.
Yeah.
And to make the place here a better place to live, work, and play.
Right.
So thank you for that.
Well, it's not a problem because we're really, to give you another little bit of history, we're really piggybacking on my grandfather and what he was doing anyway before he passed. I mean, he was, all gun ho about having a music camp and, helping kids out, learning music, and had the opportunity to have a small little camp out at the ranch, before he passed. So we're just continuing, his mission and continuing his legacy, and this falls right in line with it. So we're just,
So if somebody
going.
wants to help, I
Mhm.
mean, there are thousands of people are going to watch this video,
Right.
and there's people there who want, they can catch the vision, the help.
Mm-hmm.
So how do they have one, if they have somebody who might want to come to summer camp, how does that happen?
Well,
If
hey,
they want to give to the foundation to
Mhm.
help that dream, move that dream along, what do they do?
Well, you just go to our website, otisreddingfoundation.org. All the information is there. You can donate. You can learn all about our programming and what we do. Listen to a podcast that we have that the kids do. Listen to some of the kids' songs that they create during camp. And just see what we do in a whole in the lives that we're changing around here in Macon and Middle Georgia.
I'm a 37-year-old mom and athletic trainer. After pregnancies, I developed embarrassing varicose veins and lost confidence in my appearance. Then I called Vein Specialists of the South. I loved the caring staff, learned a lot about the severity of my legs, and the procedures had minimal downtime. What a wonderful place. Months later, I was back at the beach again with 2 pretty legs and newly gained confidence. If it's time for your legs, call Vein Specialists of the South today.
And when I last saw you, we were down at Cherry Blossom,
Yeah.
the Mulberry Arts and Crafts,
Yeah.
and we stopped by your booth. We did a little impromptu Facebook Live,
Yeah.
but you showed us these books.
Yeah,
and
these awesome books right
we
here.
bought some for
Yeah.
our grandkids, and I know there are a lot of people out there would want to know about the books.
Yes.
And the money goes to the foundation,
Of course,
right?
yes.
So share about the books because people want to know.
Okay, so we had 2 children's books come out throughout the past year. The first one that came out was Respect, of course. So it's a little story about, the family and, about respect and respecting others and so on and so forth. Just, stuff people should do on a daily basis. And then the other one we did was, of course, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. And it's about a little cat, and I think the cat is trying to find the fish, looking for a fish and a friend, and then they become friends at the end of the book. So it's a really, really cute book. We've done some giveaways. We did a giveaway with St. Joseph's. We did a giveaway with the Bibb School District and their 3rd graders. We did one with the Jones County School District and their kids. So we've done a few book giveaways. But yeah, if you're looking for anything for the kids in the summer, please come get a book.
Are there t-shirts that kind of go
We
with it?
do
Talk
have
about the
t-shirts. We
too.
have a Respect t-shirt that's actually black and green. You can see that on our website. We also have a Hard to Handle tee for kids as well. That's yellow, which is also on our website. So everything that you see, even the books, all of the CDs, the vinyls, coffee mugs, onesies, anything you see on our website, everything 100% goes back into the foundation for our program.
So you've got something for literally everyone.
For everybody.
I love
For
it.
everybody. So if you see something and it's like $15, consider this a $15 donation to the foundation and you get a free coffee mug.
Now, this is a nice kind of storefront here,
Mhm.
right? And can people come and just drop in?
Yes.
What hours are y'all open?
We are here Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. And then we are open on Saturdays now. We're open from 11 to 4 on Saturdays.
Justin, if there's one lesson that we could learn from Otis and his life, what do you think that would be?
Seize your opportunities. Never fumble an opportunity. Always put your best foot forward because you may not get another opportunity to do what you want to do. So seize that moment, take that opportunity, grab it by the horns, and don't have any second thoughts about it. Don't disappoint, and just go and do it. Just do it. That's what I take from it every day, honestly. So just do it.
Dr. Harper, we've done maybe about 10 of these Talk of the Towns by now, and clearly people are tuning in, people are watching, and we're able to show a lot of people what's going on around Macon, have great conversations with people like Justin, and it goes back to the Vein Specialist of the South principle of being involved in the community. Why is it that that's so important to you to be involved in the community?
In some ways, I would like to think I'm a little bit like your grandfather,
Mhm.
not on the musical side, but just of giving back to the community. I think we've all been blessed with a lot, and that always felt like I wanted to make wherever I live better off when I'm no longer here than it was when I got here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if we all did that,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's on our interpersonal relationships,
Mm-hmm.
on our business, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is we do, then a lot of the issues we have today would not be issues anymore.
Agreed.
They would be real positive things for the community. So
I
that's
agree.
why we do it. And we've been blessed pretty much so because of all of our patients,
Yeah.
our patients we work with, our friendships,
Mm-hmm.
the Reddings and many other people. And it's part of kind of the way we want to live.
So, Dr. Harper, Vein Specialists of the South has a very unique approach to vein care. What could someone expect whenever they come to you guys with vein issues?
Well, we kind of believe in treating people the way we'd want to be treated,
Mm-hmm.
with love and respect, whether it's our employees or our patients. We want them to be surprised by the level of service. Sometimes now either you wait for a long time when you go to see the doctor, and then they don't spend much time with you. We want to really listen to people, and not everybody comes there and needs a procedure, but they all need to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of different, I think. Plus, we want to be the best at what we do, so that we're not just doing it so we can do a procedure, but we're doing it because we want to help the patients live a better life with legs that feel better and look better, and allow them to do the things they want with their family or their jobs, or to be more confident in what they're achieving to do. That's different, I think, about our process and our goals. And I would attribute a good bit of our success to that commitment. And that's why we like to interview other people, like-minded folks, and share the message, because we're doing this for Otis Redding Foundation today, but we're able to do that because of the platform we've been given, and we appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Justin,
Yeah.
hey, we changed locations
We
a little bit
do.
here.
We're
didn't we?
outside now.
And
Yeah.
Tell everybody why we're outside to finish up the filming today.
Well, we are standing in front of our future home of our Otis Redding Center for the Arts. We felt like we needed to do this building and this space for kids to be able to experiment music in the arts every day after school and on the weekends, and of course during the summer. It's not a school, completely different from a school, so we're not diving in that. Strictly after school for fine arts programs for kids. So that's the plan.
So if people want to kind of keep in touch with what's happening, where do they go?
Just go to our website, otisreddingfoundation.org. All the information about the building is there, the floor plans, how you can donate, how you can support. Everything is available on that website. So and we'll update it as we continue to update our progress here, so everybody can enjoy this community effort of building this building.
Okay. Now I have a question for you. Now, most of the people that are watching probably know that Otis Redding is your grandfather, but some people may not.
They may not, right?
So, he had a vision for giving back, as he called it, a dream for how one person can make a difference in the lives of many people.
Of course.
And in honoring him after he died at an early age, but your grandmother's Alma,
of course.
Mrs. Redding,
of course,
as we know her,
of course,
and your mom, Carla Redding Andrews, decided about 15 years ago to create the Otis Redding Foundation.
Correct.
Tell me about what their thoughts were when they wrote down the first ideas. What was the vision and the mission, and how does it tap into Otis?
Well, you know what? It's crazy because all we're doing is piggybacking off what Otis did. Before Otis passed, he had a music camp out at the ranch and bust out kids out to the ranch to experience this summer camp. So he didn't get to finish that. So we took it. We'll take it. We'll improve on it, and we'll start doing our Otis music camp. And then it just kind of developed into, okay, we're doing stuff for kids 12 to 18. How are we going to reach the younger kids? We got to reach those younger kids as well. So that's when Camp Dream was started. That was about 4 years ago we started Camp Dream. And then once we started doing all these programs and things, it was like, we have got to find a building because we can't do this down the street.
People were calling and wanting to participate. You were having to turn a lot of people away.
Agreed, because even right now we're working a waiting list for both of our summer programs, and we want to serve as many kids as we possibly can. And the only way we feel we can do that is to have our own space with 100% control of what we do. We're always going into other people's places. Don't get me wrong, Mercer, Ace, Mount the Sales have all been phenomenal.
Right.
Have been great partners of ours, but it's time for us to get our own space so we can do our own
I
thing.
think so also. Now, with the new space, tell me about the foreseeable impact to have as far as availability and more helping more people in the community. Tell us about what you anticipate.
So, like I said, this thing right here will be open, every day. We'll be here all the morning. Kids will show up after school from like 2 to 7. There'll be, of course, the amphitheater out front that kids can perform and do shows, whatever they want to do on it. So it'll be great to have live music on this corner. Hotel 45 at the bar can look over and see what's going on down here. Of course, the statue going on at the corner. So there's a photo op there.
Yeah, where's the statue right now?
The statue's in storage. I've
been wondering where the statue is.
Statue's in storage. It's in storage.
It's safe. It's
exactly.
in storage.
Safe, in storage, well protected, and we will bring it back out and stick it right there on that corner.
The dock of the bay over there at Cotton at Cherry Street.
Exactly.
Right.
And they will be at the point of the amphitheater, and it'll be kind of the entrance into the amphitheater. Then, of course, inside we'll have our practice rooms, studio, vocal labs, all these different labs and workspaces for kids to create, not just music, but just arts in general, from dance, theater, visual arts, photography, videography, graphic design, so on and so forth. So they'll get to experience all of that in this building right here.
Now, I think there's a lot already promoted about how arts can impact successful careers for folks. Even if they don't become a musician, they may be an architect, or they may be a doctor like me, or a nurse, or an entrepreneur like you, or Now, tell us exactly your role right now with the foundation and this project.
Jesus Christ, what? That's a hard thing to say. Well, my official title is Director of Special Projects and Outreach. But for me, I mean, that's just the title. Working in nonprofits, you got to do anything that you can do to get things done. So I'm out traveling and fundraising and talking to people, doing things like this to, make the community aware of what we're doing, and just spreading the word of what we're doing down here in Macon. Because I mean, it's utterly amazing what we're doing.
Now, a project like this doesn't happen without a lot of support. I know there are people you would like to thank for that.
Of course, I would definitely like to shout out, of course, Knight Foundation for believing in us that we can do this. Griffith Family Foundation and Benji, I mean, he has always been in our corner. So special shout out to him. Of course, Catherine at the Community Foundation, and Karen at Peyton Anderson Foundation. So we are just, all of this community support is happening. And then the individual support we're getting as well for this project, because the community really believes in what we do and really believes that we can knock this out of the park.
So how does someone like me or our viewers, how do we help?
Any way you want to. You can talk about it, you can support, no donation is too small for us. We can take it and do anything with it. So like I said, otisreddingfoundation.org, click our support page, everything is there on our website, and that's how you can help.
So what gift would be too large of a gift?
There is no gift that's too large for that. There's no gift too large or too small.
So what's the project? What are you trying to raise for this project?
Well, this is the project. It is a $10 million capital campaign is what we're starting. We're starting $5 to build the building, and another $5 million to endow it in perpetuity. So right now, the building part of it, that fund is almost there. We're not far away from that at all. So now we're getting into the community and telling them so they can help support the endowment portion of this, so we can keep this building going forever.
So it's definitely achievable.
Definitely achievable.
Okay.
Very much so.
So just tell us a little about who's on the board of the foundation.
Yeah. Of course, my mom and my grandmother, of course. Steve Daughtery over at Piedmont Healthcare Systems. Jeff Batcher is on our board as well. Aaron Sachs, who is also our manager for the Otis Redding estate, he sits on the board. Dr. Kevin Williams, who is a professor over at Mercer, he sits on our board, and also a parent of a kid that's been through our program. Also, Stacy Timothy, who works with Shuby. Her son went through the program as well. Tansy Gilchrist, Board of Education, she sits on our board as well. And I mean, it's just, the board itself is so strong. And they all...
I might have put you in a bad spot.
Oh, what's that?
Did you cover everybody?
I think I covered everybody.
I think you did, right?
There may be some more.
Well,
missing.
Sorry if we
check
missed
our website to
Check
see
the
who I'm
website,
missing.
make sure. So,
Oh, Angie Orvis, Central Georgia Tech. I forgot
Right.
about her. You know, she's a new
Right.
board member. Yeah, it's so many people on that
Right.
board. I gotta, yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a story about a student who came through the program, and do you have a story about someone?
I have a few.
Tell us one or two to kind of finish this up today.
I'll tell you one.
Okay.
And it's also in the Macon magazine article if you haven't seen it. So this young kid came to us. His name was Dakari Williams. Dr. Kevin Williams on our board. It's his dad. He came to a finale performance a few years ago, and with no desire at all to do music. He came because his cousins were in the camp. So he saw the show and thought it was amazing. The next year he came to camp. Went through the program. Now he is on a full theater scholarship at Florida A&M University. He has put out albums and EPs and performing on stages all over the place, radio airplay and all. So it's amazing to see that we could have gave a kid that never thought about music the confidence to do this, and he is rocking it out right now.
So maybe there are a lot of kids out there like that
Tons
don't
of
know
them.
they have the talent or
Yeah.
have a vision for what they could
Or
do.
the ability to just explore
Right.
that talent, and that's why we're here.
There are local organizations, companies that are involved in the planning for the project,
Mhm.
so maybe the construction you
Of
want to
course.
talk about, because
Yeah.
you're in the community.
Of course.
Community companies are helping with this.
Of course, you know, Sheridan Construction and Stafford Construction had come together and said they wanted to a joint venture on this project with us, which was amazing to have those two companies come together and want to help us out. And of course, Bob Brown, the architect, is, you know, of course, putting all this together to make it look nice and pretty for us. And of course, you know, Mr. Bob Lewis for helping us find this amazing space and, you know, putting it in our hands. So those are the ones that we got to thank. You know,
Yeah.
without them, it wouldn't be possible.
So last question,
Mm-hmm.
envisioning the amphitheater, how many people would be
It'll be about
capacity?
250 people in the amphitheater. Like I said, the stage will go right here behind us, and we'll grade it out, stadium seating all the way out. And it'll have a dual purpose. So, of course, the kids will be able to perform and everything in front of this, which is also officially the Zelma Redding Amphitheater. This is what it's being called
Okay.
now. And then we'll be able to close those doors off and soundproof those doors and turn it around and have the kids have a rehearsal space on the inside. So we're gonna, you know, everything in this building is gonna be multi-purpose, so we can mix and move and, you know,
So you
and
can have
change.
250 out here. You can have some out there on the street if the
Yep.
street's blocked. Some
Up
people
there.
up here. On
Yeah.
1045.
We
You
could
could
have
have
them
1,000 people out here.
Easily.
And maybe the parking deck
The
there.
parking deck, they can go up there, you know, anywhere they want to
Well-
watch it and be a part of it. We're all gonna
Well,
for it.
we're envisioning great things.
Thank
we
you.
love the Otis Redding Foundation. We love your family.
Thank you.
Thank you for contributing to the community in a way that makes a difference and in a humble way.
Well, we can't do
you
it without
know,
support like
so,
you. So thank you for all the
and
support.
If you're watching this, get involved. Try
Yeah.
to come for the groundbreaking.
Please do. We'll
If-
put all that out.
If you have the ability, give to help see this happen.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
All right.
Dr. Harper. Always good
All
to
right.
see you.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you. And stay tuned to see where myself and Dr. Harper show up next. You never know where that might be.